Welcome back, guys. We had such a good response from our last video, and we've had some new additions since then. We figured that we'd do a little update.
Yeah, got some new figures and statues to review today.
So we're going to go Sideshow heavy, Hot Toys, and I think there's still the Iron Studios, and we're going to go ahead and do the 6-inch SH figure arts. We're going to get all of that in there, so let's get started. We're going to start off with Ladypool. What do you think?
No. We're starting off strong with a solid no thank you from me.
$280, no head sculpt. She was in the movie
for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think with the trailer there was a lot of hype, but only if she would have been somebody else.
Like if you're like a dead set Deadpool collector, sure. I mean, I don't think it's a bad figure. I think it looks pretty nice. But if this is like, I have to get one from the movie, this is not the one I would get. That's for sure.
Yeah, so let's do them in order. So we do the Yellow Sea Wolverine.
Right.
That's number 1. And then what would be number 2? The Deadpool with the limited Deadpool. What about the Wolverine with the arms and the bare chest?
I don't like the... Yeah.
The joint exposure.
I'm gonna say this one is below all of those.
Okay.
Me.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not my thing.
I think if you just have $300 you want to spend,
sure.
then maybe. But yeah, I agree. I think this one is an easy pass.
Next up, we have Kidpool, which I'm actually going to start this one also very strong, saying no thanks.
Now, honestly, I like this one better than I like Ladypool.
I don't.
But it's got a couch.
Okay.
I do. I like the water guns. I like the backpack. I kind of like the hood. I kind of like it. The problem is it's $240. I mean, if it was $100, then sure. But
I think you don't have a head sculpt there again.
Yeah.
And the other ones being $280 and they're full size, and then this one's not full size.
No head sculpt.
And it's only $40 less is kind of crazy.
But it's got golden water pistols.
I don't care. Like, I'm not spending my money on this.
Okay, here's what I would say. If you want this, wait, because this is definitely going to be one I feel like that's probably going to be in the 25 to 30% off bin before not too long.
Yeah. I
can't see this being unless it's a super, super limited size, I can't see this one doing too well.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Yeah, because we got baby pool and dog pool already.
Right.
Like, how many pools do we need?
Apparently all of them.
Well, some people for sure.
And I'm no way like dogging on people who, if you want all of these, absolutely go get them.
Yeah, but if you have I don't think anybody who's collecting Hot Toys is really on a super strict budget, but unless you have thousands to spend, I'd probably say that was a pass. All right, so next we're going to look at the 6-inch SH figure arts. I think it's a different brand. Was it what's that say? Tamashi number. So these are really highly articulated. They have lots of hands and weapons. And I think for $90, this is actually a pretty good deal.
Pretty good. Obviously,
but it is 6-inch.
It's got joints. I don't like joints. Well, but it is $90.
all of these are going to have joints though, because this one
does seem very cartoony, so it's a little bit more animated than maybe the other ones that are a little more live action. So if that's your thing,
well, a lot of people do collect the 6-inch figures too.
I mean, I like this one better than I like the last two.
Yeah, I agree. You could get both of these for less than the price of Kidpool.
It comes with a massive variation of weapons and hands and all of the above. So no complaints on this one. I think it's pretty cool.
I think this is a very possible, especially if you collect 6. Now for me, I don't really collect a lot of 6-inch, so I would probably pass on this, but I would think this would be a good value.
Yeah. I like this one. Thumbs up on this one.
All right, let's look at the Wolverine one then.
Now the Wolverine. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So some of these are the first time Molly's actually ever even seen these.
These are the first time that I'm seeing these specific ones, the 6-inch ones.
No head sculpt.
No head sculpt. You know, the face is kind of weird for me. I don't know why. It's not bad.
Yeah.
For a 6-inch figure, it looks pretty good.
Well, you get the yellow suit, you get the movie accurate yellow suit.
You get the mask.
You get the mask, and $85 I think is a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I'll also give this one a thumbs up. It kind of hit me at first. I was like, whoa, now I like it a little bit more. So I would give both of these a thumbs up.
Yeah, I agree. Thumbs up for both of these if you collect 6-inch figures.
So now we're getting into like the statues.
So and we're kind of getting some of the off characters as well. So we're going to do some Gambit, some X-23.
So this is Rogue and Gambit.
This is the Sideshow,
and it's $750
with the 1200 print. I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot of statues for something I'm not sure a whole lot of people want.
I will say I like the base. I like the cards. The pose is fine. I would pass on this one personally.
Yeah, this was not something that would fit in our collection, but you do. It's one of those 2-for-1s.
Right.
You get
this one does remind me a lot of the one we did in the last video with the Deadpool Wolverine. That it's like you're always gonna have one character not facing the front.
Yeah.
It's kind. I get it.
I think,
but no.
Value-wise, is pretty good for a statue.
Yeah.
$750 is pretty good for a statue, and I would not be shocked if they came out later and this has a light up function that seems to be really popular now. Sideshow kind of throwing that light up. I could certainly see that whole bottom purple lit up. But 1,200 edition size.
That's not even limited. That's just an edition.
For statues nowadays, that's a lot. And these characters, I'm not sure. This may be one I would wait on if you really want this. I could see this being 15 to 20% off fairly quickly. Now, if it sells out, then blame me. But I can't see this one selling out very quickly.
Yeah. I'm giving it like a right in the middle. I like the design. Yeah. I like the characters, but
if you're trying to get all of the X-Men characters,
then this is a good one.
I think this would be a good value because you can kind of do a 2-for-1 on that.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, and then we're going to look at the Iron Studios quarter scale Gambit. And the thing with Iron Studios is they have not announced, just like the last video when we talked about Deadpool Wolverine, they have not announced the sizes of these. So a limited edition could be 500, it could be 5,000.
Right. So this is a quarter scale. It's $805, very random price. That's great.
And it's a Sideshow we're looking at as well. So Iron Studios, you may be able to get a couple different places. I know Spec Fiction sells them. A lot of other shops sell them. Now this base is kind of funky. They came out with a Beast ones. I don't know if they're doing the whole X-Men line, but they're all in the jungle.
That's kind of weird.
And it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite base. I think the figure is fine. I think the base to me is like a no. Yeah,
I think the base really does it for me. Gambit was always my favorite, even pre-movie. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of, oh my gosh, Gambit was in the movie, so he's my favorite.
Yeah, we got the...
Yeah, we've had this bad boy for quite a while.
Cajun card dealer.
I think Gambit himself looks cool. That staff, I know, always gives a problem to a lot of collectors. Well, just even like depth-wise, like it's always either like sticking straight forward or it's like super long.
Yeah. This one does seem to be angled, so it looks like
maybe they learned their lesson with the last one. Well, it still looks it sticks out pretty far back.
Well, but it's more straight up and down versus the Sideshow that was almost totally sideways.
Right. I am gonna give this like an 8 out of 10, and the only reason that I'm giving it not higher is the jungle base, which is kind of funky looking. But I really like it. I like this design.
I'm probably gonna say a 6. It's not because I don't know what the size is, and that's always when you're paying almost $1,000 you want it to have some type of limited, like statues right now are not really holding their value very well.
Right.
So this is something that you really need to love, because don't be surprised if this turns into a $600 statue, especially if you're trying to sell it. And if you're trying to sell things on eBay, we'll do another video. I've been selling on eBay for 20 years. Statues used to be no problem. Now they're becoming a problem. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'd probably 6, not my favorite.
Now we're going to move on to the...
Laura King, let's do the exclusive.
Okay. So this is the exclusive Wolverine X23. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I've never seen this before. So very animated.
So the exclusive version has a unmasked sculpt and a mask sculpt. It is a very cartoony unmasked sculpt.
I like the base.
Mm-hmm.
I like the suit. Yeah, definitely going from mask to unmasked. I would keep mine masked. I'm just not the biggest fan of just overly cartoony anime looking statues.
What's the price difference on these?
So the collector's edition is $685 and the exclusive $700.
Okay,
so if you're getting another face, definitely get the exclusive one.
And it goes a lot more limited. So the exclusive is $200 and the collector's is $500, I believe.
Yes.
So much better numbers. $200 I like a lot better.
Right.
I actually like this one. This one is one that's kind of grown on me. This is very similar to the XM Studios, where she's on a Jeep. They've kind of had the same pose. And the last Sideshow one, where she's kind of up in the air and very tall, I mean, I kind of like that one too. But I don't know, just something about this one.
This one has more of a Wolverine vibe to it, I think.
But I do agree. I think the mask, if I could see myself getting this,
yeah.
But I would probably keep the mask on, which is weird but I do like the face.
I think the mask just adds something to it.
The face is very cartoony, and I don't have a lot of statues that are it just hit waitlist. So the exclusive is now on waitlist. So the collector's edition is on pre-order. Okay, so that must have been fairly recent. I didn't see that earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a big old thumbs up.
Well, what about if you can't get the exclusive? Would you get the regular edition still a thumbs up?
Here's my thing: if I'm putting a mask on it,
same thing.
It's the same thing. It's only $15 difference, and I understand that it's $500 versus $200. But for display purposes only, I would not have a problem with.
Well, $700 together is still pretty good. Yeah. Because you like some of the Darth Vaders and things like that, you're in like the tens of thousands.
Well, exactly. So I would say yes, either way.
Okay.
So now we're going to go to the Wolverine Beserker. So
it's a little bit older figure. It's been on sale for a while. Now this is
$820.
And this is basically a third scale. So it's going to be similar size to, this is the PCS third scale. I think it just went waitlist after forever.
Yeah, so it looks like it's about 20 inches tall, 16 wide and 21 deep. So it's big. And it does have a light up. It is, yep. Mm-hmm. And you can, when you see them compared to the other Sideshow ones, it is much, much larger. But what's the problem for me? A couple problems. I'm just going to say this is a big boy. Like, when you put it next to the other Wolverines, and I get that it's the style, like the art style, but he is jacked. Yeah. Like, it's a lot. It's almost over the top. It is very over the top. Like, his bicep is bigger than his head kind of situation. Yeah. And his head is in like kind of a weird position. And when you have some where he is bent totally over and he's still taller than the other ones, much more massive than the quarter scale ones. And he's always been over. You don't see very many where he's just totally, standing totally up, except for the Iron Studios one. Right. He's always got some kind of lean. But the biggest problem to me is this edition size, 1,200 or 1,500, sorry. That's even worse.
I don't think this would ever hold its value. I mean, even at $820, I can't see reselling this and getting more for that. And then a quarter, this has a massive box. I mean, the box is giant. So this figure looks bigger than this one. So shipping will be a nightmare. So probably tack in another $150, maybe $200 for shipping. I could see that happening pretty easily.
I'm going to say I cannot stand this one. I've seen it before, and there's just, I hate how, I kind of have the same problem with a lot of the Hulk statues and figures, that it's like disproportionate, and I understand that's the point, and like it's supposed to be a lot.
When your arm is bigger than your head,
like you just, the muscles being bigger than the head, and then it's like what's going on. I don't love the very, very over the top muscle figures.
Yeah, this would be a pass.
So I would pass on this.
Yeah, this is going to be an easy pass for us.
So the next one is the Fastball Special Colossus and Wolverine.
Okay, we're going to start off with the quarter scale that does not have the book option. I have had both of these. I have the Colossus and I've had the Wolverine, and this looks to be about the same size of both of them put together. It's $1,050. What's the edition size? Go up.
The edition size is 700, and then for the book version, it's 500.
So quarter scale is going to be a large piece. I think it's an interesting piece. I don't really like Wolverine whole body just kind of hanging.
That's when I first saw this one, I could not stand the fact that he is just like hitching a ride, it looks like, on Colossus.
Well, that's the point, though.
But I'm talking about, like, just, it's trying to be a lot more dynamic, and it just doesn't really look dynamic to me because it looks like he's kind of just standing there.
I would wonder if it would ever lean, because
the weight difference would be crazy.
It's a leg
or
a foot holding up the rest of the body.
I really like the book version that we're going to go over in just a second. I really love the book. I think it adds more of depth.
So let's hit this one real quick. Thumbs up or thumbs down on this?
Thumbs down. Yeah. I wouldn't buy this one.
For $1,050, I mean, it's 2 for 1. I mean, they're giving you fairly good value, but it's just weird. Now the statue version, this is like a 1/5 size. This is going to be closer to like the Hulk Wolverine,
right?
Or the Venom Spider-Man.
So this one is also a lot cheaper.
Yeah, $755.
Versus,
and you have the option of doing it without the book.
Right. I really like the book version. I think it adds more depth to it. I'm not sure like what the swap outs are. You take the book off, and I think you have feet. Like Colossus has a foot and Wolverine has a foot. I love the book version. I think if you're going to get this one, I would 100% get the book.
Yeah, I think this is something that we will consider now that the X23 collectors is on wait list. I might go ahead and jump on this one.
Yeah, I definitely like this version a lot better than the other one. And it looks like he's actually jumping out of the book versus he's literally just standing on Colossus' hand, and it's kind of weird.
And the 1/4 to 1/5 is not that much of a size difference. I just recently, I know I was late to the game, but just got the Hulk Wolverine maquette and was very happy with the size. I thought it was going to be smaller than it was, and I think I like it a lot. So now that I've got that, I feel more comfortable with this 1/5, 1/6 kind of scale. And I do like the book. And if you ever get tired of the book, you can take it. You can do it without the book.
Right. Yeah. And last but not least, we have the Elektra. So this one's $740.
And just PCS has a giant Daredevil statue about to come out.
So they have 250. So right up your alley on that.
It's still available.
It's still available.
$740.
I actually, when you think about Elektra statues, I think this one looks really nice.
I think the base is amazing.
Base, great. Statue, great. I would give this one a thumbs up already.
I feel like...
I really like this one.
I feel like you would have to get a Daredevil statue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could just do Elektra
I
unless
think-
unless
I
you just
think
do
you
unless you
could.
did female.
I think you could do Elektra by yourself.
Well, the base is pretty cool.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's not so empty that you'd have to get another one. I think this one could work by itself.
Yeah.
I give this one a thumbs up. I like it.
Yeah, I think that they've done a really like Sideshow has really stepped up their game. Their prices are a little bit lower. Like right now, like XM, I think they're kind of swimming because everything's so expensive and shipping over here to get it over here is so expensive.
Right.
I think Sideshow's kind of sliding in and doing some really really nice work. I mean, their bases, the light ups, the Ghost Rider.
Right.
A lot of the new statues have looked really good, and this is right there. I'm hoping they do a Daredevil to match
Well, I
it.
mean, if you're doing Elektra, you might as well.
We have a couple of Daredevils from the past that would go with this, especially the Sideshow one where he's on the broken windows. I think that would go with this one. But yeah, I think for $7.40, I think this is a pretty good deal. The edition size is pretty small. And then if the show comes back and Elektra's in the show, then this will heat up.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's
All right, this is all the update of everybody else that was in the movie. We'll be doing some legendary beast statues. We'll be
Yep.
doing a couple more statues. I really enjoy statues. And if there's something specific that you want us to review, then just hit it down in the comments, and
Yep.
we'll see you next time.
bye.